I've had the opportunity to travel a lot. I've been to Egypt and Peru and all around the United States. Been to Hawaii, been to a lot of these, to Mexico, a lot of these places that have also their own very strong culture about them, a strong spirituality about them. And the thing that is amazing to me is that no matter where I've gone, Spirit speaks the same way to everybody. When I say the same way, their presence is available to everybody the same way. And a lot of people, tend to get caught up on terminology. I think that that's a really big detriment because life is far more simple than that. It doesn't have to be that difficult. And just as there's good, there's bad. Where there's up, there's down. Where there's light, there's dark. It's really that simple. And just as you can walk into a room and know, feel and sense if somebody may be arguing in there or had been arguing in there, you can feel that. That's energy. And then if you walk into a room and, you can tell these people love each other, and they may not even be standing next to each other, but you can feel the energy in there. And, that is something that is really, really leaves a lasting ripple. The stronger the feeling, the more powerful the ripple is going to be. So for instance, one time I went down to Cancun. And this was a trip that just fell in my lap. And as with all trips that just fall in my lap, usually there's some spiritual connotation to it. Something that needs to happen, something that needs to be done. And so it was my daughter and my son, myself, and my boyfriend at the time. And we were down there and did some touring around. And we went down to Chichen Itza. And Chichen Itza is a very powerful place. A lot of things happened back in the day. And their society was extremely passionate. Passionate good and passionate hard. And along with a lot of the good things that happened, there were also a lot of put to death things that happened. And I never look into a place. I don't like to review a place before I go there. So I like to go someplace completely raw. And when we got there, I had heard about cenotes, these big, deep caverns that have, natural water in them. And I had learned that there's different cenotes. There's cenotes that you can drink out of, that are the clean, fresh water. And then there was the cenotes that you could bathe in. And then there's the cenotes that they would, put people in, and that was how they would die, or they would put the bodies in. And that was a part of their culture, their ritual. Well, when we were walking around Chichen Itza, and what I like to do is just feel my way through. I'll literally walk over a place and I'll have my hands out and I'll just be sensing where to go. And I felt just this darkness down this particular pathway. And there was nothing other than this pathway, and we're walking. And I put up my barriers of protection as I do energetically. And we started to walk down that way. And with every step, it felt like we were getting closer to something really, really heavy. Well, when we got down there, there's a cenote, and it was one of the cenotes that they would actually, put people to death in. And what was amazing about it is that nothing grew around that. Nothing grew. It was barren. It was desolate. There was no greenery. The water didn't look healthy. The ripple that was created by that hardship left a lasting impression there in that way. And even though it hasn't been utilized in that fashion forever, for a long, long time, it still holds that energy, that ripple. And the other cenotes that we got to visit, there were people able to swim in them. They're beautiful, they're lush, there's greenery, there's vines growing through them. And then the others that are for water are still clean and pure. It was amazing to see that. And now when I go around and I do the clearings and the energy work that I do, that's the kind of things that I think about and that I feel. I'll walk into a hotel, I'll walk into an old building, and I'll sense what has been going on in that place. And it may not be something that had happened in the last 100 years, 200 years, but I will still sense it. And the guides and spirits that I work with, will actually show me what happened so that it'll allow me to take the steps to then work with them to clear it. Because all that I am, it's certainly not me that does any type of clearing. I don't consider myself powerful at all. All that I am is a person with unwavering belief, and I'm willing to work with spirit. And so when they come to me to, clear something like that, they need me to be very perceptive. And so my senses are very heightened because of that. And yeah, it's very beneficial. And it's something that we all have access to. You'll walk into a place and know whether it's right for you or not, or feel good or not. Yeah, so pay attention to those things.